Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. Welcome to this week's Weekly Wednesday. Today is June 9th. Crazy how fast time flies. And we got some adorable cards we're going to make today. So the cards that I'm going to share with you today actually is not from a specific suite or bundle. I'm kind of showing you some random things. But before we get started, I do want to share just one last time because next week when I come on, it'll be the 16th and this will be over. You have until June 14th to get an extra $25 in Hostess rewards with a $250 order or party. That can be like your own order, that can be collective orders, but 200. If you spend $250 to get the $25 extra, that's an awesome. I love getting extra money. I don't know about you, but I love free. So you have until June 14th for that. And right now, currently in the month of June, I personally have a special. If you spend $50 before shipping and tax with me, I will send you at the end of the month a free package of the Pastel Pearls. And I believe these are a value of $6.50. So they're super cute. I love these. I use them a lot. And for a while, they were unavailable. So it's nice that we have them back. Okay, so today we're going to do two cards. And these are the two cards we're going to do. So I have this one here. It says, thanks for lending an ear and keeping a straight face. And this is the style of this card. And then this one right here says, to a person who's still got it, but might not remember where they put it, happy birthday. Love that saying. So we are going to be using the stamp set Lighthearted Lines. And I really do love this stamp set. This stamp set is just like, I love it. Plot twist. Everything is figure-outable. It's just cute. I don't grow up. It's a trap. I mean, come on. It's true. Okay, so we're going to use that stamp set, but then the designer series paper that I chose today is the sweet Symmetry paper. I really like the colors. I am a sucker for like the Just Shade and the Night of Navy, and then you got to add in that Calypso Coral and pink Flirty Flamingo, and it's just adorable. So we're going to be using this designer series paper, and part of the sweet Symmetry, we're going to also be using the stamp or the punch. And this punch is found on page 148. It's the Symmetrical Stems border. I really do like this. I think it's a great punch. But we're also going to be using a flower right here from this punch too, which is Flowers and Leaves. So both of these are new punches, and we're going to be using those. So we got new paper, new punches, new stamp set. And we, on this card here, I wanted a little texture behind it, so I used the polka dot embossing folder here from the Checks and Dots embossing folder. And this one's great because you can use it in your regular cut and emboss machine, or you can use it in the mini, so it's smaller to fit through the mini. So I like that. We're going to use that. And then, of course, as you notice probably on both of these cards, we are going to be using the new tailor-made tags. I love these. These are adorable. So we're going to use that. And that's all the fun new stuff we're going to use. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with this card first. Now this card here, I left it whole because I want to show you what I do when I cut these cards. So this card here, actually, instead of cutting it at 5.5 by 8.5, I cut this at 4 1/4 and then left it at the 11. So we're going to score it at 5.5 because that would be the halfway point. So now mine is scored, and if you notice, we go like this and we fold it in half. You could have your card go this way, or you could have it go up and down and go this way. We're going to have it go this way, but we want to cut some of this off. So what I do is I literally just come over. This is the older paper trim. paper trimmer. I do have the newer paper trimmer. I have 2 of the newer ones and 2 of the older ones. But I still have quite a few of my older blades, and I don't want to waste them. So I'm still using the older paper trimmer, so it doesn't matter which one you have. You're just going to trim off 1 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to come up here. I'm just going to trim this off. Now I can use this piece, put it as a scrap, or use it for something else. And that's our card. So that's how we're doing the card, okay? Now, I cut out a piece of designer series paper because I want this to be on the side here. Now, this measures at the same as this, what we cut off. So this is 1 1/4. Now, I do want to say, I do have this project sheet available for you to print. It's completely free on my weekly Wednesdays. So if you're watching me on YouTube, there is a link below that will say printable project sheet. It just takes you to my blog, which is amandasinspirationstation.com, and you can click on that project sheet. The project sheet shows color pictures, the supply list, and the measurements, okay? And if you are watching me on YouTube, thank you. I so appreciate it. If you are not a YouTube subscriber to me, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you like these videos. Okay, so the next piece, we're going to put a piece of basic white in here because we want to be able to write or do whatever. This measures at 4 by 4. Let me make sure. I know that, yes, 4 by 4. Sometimes I have them all on the project sheet, but then I get in the videos and I never can remember. So I'm going to kind of center that so that there is enough space around. So there's our center of our card, okay? And I did notice that I got a little bit extra on this DSP up here. So we're just gonna trim this off. I must have just cut that a little tiny bit too long. All right, so there's that. So now we're going to put some designer series paper on the front. Again, this is the same size as the white piece, so it's 4 by 4. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I love these colors. They're so pretty to me. All right, so there's that, okay? Now we have some extra little papers here. So I have a scrap of Night and Navy, a scrap of Just Jade. For the sake of the video, I've already cut out the tag that I wanted, and then I cut out these little pieces on the tag here are just to give it a little extra reassurance around here, like if you're putting a ribbon around it, which we are. But I think it also just gives it more of a decorative look. So you don't have to do the back. I did not do the back. But when you put your cardstock in here, it actually cuts out 3 of them for you. As you can see, we're using another one over here. So I only ran it through 1 time and I got 3 of them. So, all right, so let's get that out of our way. So we need a couple of these little punches here. So we're going to do 1 of each of them. So I'm just going to slide this in and I'm just going to punch them. So now we have 2. Extra little piece there. And same with this, the Just Jade. And now we have 2. Okay. And then we're going to take this small flower, and I don't know why I grabbed this tiny, tiny piece. Hopefully this is enough. Usually I grab a way bigger piece than this, and I don't know why I did that. Probably because I was trying not to be wasteful. But this is cutting it a little close here. So I'm kind of lining this up, but you know what? I think I'm just going to go get another piece because, oh, wait. Nope, I'm going to get another piece. I don't know why I did that. That just seems a little small for me. All right, so let's get out another piece, you guys. I am, I try to use all of my paper, but that's a little. That's more for like a little heart, if you want to punch out a little heart. So, okay, so there. All right, now we have, let's get our scraps out of the way. Now we have a little yellow flower. Okay, So now we need to stamp on our tag, and we're going to get out our Night of Navy. And we're going to get out the thanks. And we're going to ink that up real good. And we're going to, there we go. I like it. All right. So now I'm going to attach this. And how I'm going to attach this is I'm going to get out my green glue. And I'm just going to do a tiny little bit right there. Dot, dot, not a lot. All right. And then I'm going to pick this up with my poker tool and my fingers. And I'm going to just kind of put it over the top. I'm just going to place my finger with a little bit of pressure just to kind of hold it in place. So there, while we let that sit for a minute, let's go ahead and get out our ribbon. Now this is the Just Jade gingham ribbon, and it actually comes in a pack. It's the pack, I believe it's the Forever, why can I not think? It's a 3-pack. It has white paper in it, or white ribbon in it, which is gorgeous. Flowers for every season. So it comes with this. It comes with Misty Moonlight baker's twine that has like silver and white wrapped in it. And then it comes with a thick white ribbon, which I love that thick white ribbon. I actually love all 3 of them. It's one of my favorite combo packs. So it actually was in last year's catalog. So when it came out in this year's catalog, I was very, very excited for it. Okay, so I have a piece of ribbon. This piece of ribbon is probably a little long, but we're going to kind of fold it in half a little bit here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke it through the hole the front way. I couldn't remember if I did it through the front or the back. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. Now we have this like little loop here. We're just going to bring this back in and through the loop. But now when I pull, I want to make sure that I'm pulling very lightly. There we go. So now we have our ribbon. And I would trim this down. This is a little bit long. Didn't really need that much. That was kind of a waste, but... And let's see here. I want that to be angled a little bit more. Oh, well. What's going on here? I'm having a hard time getting this to be a nice little angle. There we go. All right, so that side's a little shorter than this side, and we don't want that. Geez, I feel like I'm cutting someone's bangs. You know, like when you go and you cut someone's bangs and you cut it crooked, so you keep cutting it and cutting it. Oh, Lord, I hope you never experience doing that to yourself, because you never know. Okay, so now I'm going to get out my dimensionals, and I am going to place them. I'm going to put one right here in the center, because I do not want to put it over to the edge of here, because I don't want to close my opening. So I'm going to just put one right there, and and 2 at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of bring it over a little bit, and then I'm going to do that, because now when I open it, see how I made sure that I didn't get any dimensional on that side, because we don't want to close it. Although I do feel I got it a little crooked. There we go. Okay, now let's get out my little glue dots here, because I'm just going to start tucking these. Some of them I'm just going to kind of tuck under the tag. Jeez, I feel like I can't speak today. You ever get those days where you just, no matter what you say, doesn't quite come out right? All right. And then I'm gonna do one on top here. I'm gonna do another one on top here, which it looks like I had 3 green ones on this one. So I'm gonna actually punch out another one. And since I have room on this piece, I'm actually going to punch out 2, because I will just save one for another project. And when I save stuff like that, a lot of times I'll just put it in a little envelope, and I'll stick the envelope right in, not this stamp set, because this is not the stamp set, but I do have the stamp set that goes with this. I'll just put it in there, and then that way I have it. All right. Now I want to use dimensionals for this guy because I want to pop the flower up, and we're just going to kind of angle it like that. We're going to get out our opal rounds, and I'm going to grab the big one. I have two sizes here, and I want the big one. There we go. And voila, there's our card. How cute is that? I love that card. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started then with the second one. And the second one, we are going to use a regular size cardstock this time. So this one measures at 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to kind of see, I have a couple extra of these guys too. So we'll set those aside because we're going to need those. So for this one here, if you wanted to score it, you would score it at 4 1/4. I did not score it. I'm just going to fold it in half, give it a little pinch over here, and then I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to varnish in those crease lines. Now, I will tell you that even if I scored it, I would still varnish in the crease lines, because if you varnish them in and make them flat, then the card stays flat too. All right, so we're going to turn it this way. We are going to use our cut and emboss machine, so I'm going to get out the dots, and what I did is I just ran this through on the front only, and I kind of, I centered it. So I'm just going to center this like this, okay? I'm going to lift this back because we're not going to need that. I'm going to get out the cut and emboss machine and move my stuff here. Now, because we're using an embossing folder, we do not need number 2. We do need number 1, and we need both these plates. This is not a 3D embossing folder, so that's why we need both these plates. If it was a 3D embossing folder, then we actually would take out these clear plates. We would do exactly what it tells us to do on plate 1, which would be plate 1 and 4. And actually, I'm pretty sure I only need one of these plates. Sometimes I get a little confused. Nope, I do need 2. See, you guys, I'm second guessing myself right now. Okay. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to run that through. And let's put our 2 back in there so that when I go to use it for dies, I'm not like, well, why isn't this working? Oh, that's right. My plate number 2 is off to the side. Okay, so there, voila. So now we have our embossing dots on the top part of our card. That was fun. Okay, so now with this, I just took a bunch of random pieces and I decided to cut them all. Now I did, and I'm going to show you, I cut them all the same height. So they are all at the same height. So they all measure at 3. But what I did is some of them I did at 1/2. Some of them I did at 3/4, and some of them I did at 1. So I just kind of randomly cut them. It's totally up to you of how you want to do them. If you want to do them all the same, you could do them all the same. And now that I have the strips, I'm just going to kind of do a strip down the center. I do want to leave a little bit to the side here because I want to make sure there's white on both sides. And I'm just randomly going to put some a little taller than others, some a little shorter, but I am going to butt them up. So I am butting them up to each other. So I'm going to make this one a little taller. We're going to make this one a little shorter. I'm kind of doing like short, tall, short, tall. Oops. Hate it when I get glue on my thing because then it makes it stick. There we go. But see how I do want them touching each other. I just, oops, I'm getting a little low on this. Uh-oh, I hope I'm not out. Oh, there we go. And then we'll go like that. There, we're just paper piercing, like piecing paper, piecing, not piercing. Okay, so this time, so on the last card we had the tag going this direction. This time I want the tag going this direction. So again, we're going to do the same thing with this little Night and Navy piece, just because it kind of gives a little extra something. So I'm going to use my little green glue, and I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to place that like that, and then I'm just going to hold it. There we go. We'll give that a second, and while we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out our Night and Navy ink pad again, and we are going to get out our stamp, and we're just going to stamp this across. I love how these stamps look so good on these tags because they're like bigger font, so I like how that does that. All right, so we're also going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. Now this one doesn't matter because it's going all the way across, so I am going to put one in the middle. And now we need some more ribbon. This time we're not going to do it like we did last time. This time we're just going to tie it. So I'm going to I'm not going to fold the ribbon in half. I'm just going to put one end in like that. And now I'm literally just going to tie it. Tie it one time because I want to keep it like that and give it like that kind of look. And then I'm going to trim that again like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off the sticky part to our dimensionals and place it in. I like these kind of cards. These kind of cards honestly are really good, especially if you have scraps left over from your designer series paper, which I know we all have. So we all will sit there and cut up a bunch of our designer series paper, and then a lot of times we'll have like these little strips left, and it's like, okay, what do we do with these little strips? I save those because these are perfect for these kind of cards right here. So I hope you guys liked this week's Weekly Wednesday. Go ahead and go on in and print yourself the project sheet. Remember, if you spend $50 with me this month before shipping and tax, use this Hostess Code, which the Hostess Code is on my blog at Amanda's Inspiration Station. That's also where you can shop now. But I will send you a free package of the Pastel Pearls at the end of the month. And don't forget about that extra $25 in Hostess rewards. That's such a great deal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Weekly Wednesday projects, and I will see you for sure next week Wednesday, unless I have a surprise little video throughout the week. Okay, bye.